Most of our corporate lives are all about doing logical things that make sense, that are rational. The moment you infuse music into this corporate scenario, we've felt that over the period of the day or during the day, the journey suddenly becomes magical instead of logical.
In 2004, at WWF, we had a change in leadership, and we were actually looking at a different way of team building, telling the local teams that there is something new happening, there's something exciting happening.
People were a little skeptical in the beginning. By the end of it, what we realized was that it was such a big unifier for the entire team,
What we've seen is that one of the key outcomes after we've done an Anthems intervention within a company is that several brands which have a very strong identity, a very strong logo, color, visual identity, verbal identity, they somehow miss out on an oral identity, which is really how does a brand sound like. And many a times an Anthems workshop leads to a definition of the oral identity, because it's something which has not been created outside of the company but within the company. Whenever companies have got together and they've tried to define an identity which is oral, it usually is more sticky among the employees.
Now, what is an anthem? An anthem is a song. It's a fun-filled, music-based, music-driven workshop which takes participants through a process of co-creation of an organizational anthem.
The one that really got me very excited was the one that we did for Reebok. I have seen the organization use the song at least for the next year or so in various formats. It's had a life of 1 year and still is able to evoke a kind of emotion in the team.
Intellectually at whatever level they are, it creates an immediate level of bonding and connection and attachment to the overall organization.
An anthem can actually hold you, or a music piece or something well done will hold you by the scruff of the collar and keep you there, keep your attention even if you don't want it.
The team is generally divided into smaller subgroups. Each group, individually, we take them through a process where they do a bit of introspection and figure out what is the highest point in the organization that they've experienced.
So basically, Anthems has been used in 3 ways by various corporates and organizations that we work together with. The first and the most often used reason is for employee engagement and team building. The second and equally important reason has been values dissemination for a corporate branding exercise, where the management wants to disseminate certain values across the organization. And the third way that Anthems has been used has been where organizations have realized the importance of creativity and innovation within organizations, so they try various tools and techniques to get people together to think out of the box, right brain interventions.
So I write down my values which gave me that point of high. You write down that values which gave you that point of high. And then we in subgroups compare and find out the commonalities of the values that we have amongst ourselves. End of the day, the team has written, composed, co-created, recorded its organizational anthem on site.
But they went back, carrying back a piece with them, which constantly reminded them of the larger team that they have to work with and they have been working with.
After the values are put together on the table, the common values are taken out, they also have to align their individual or the team values with that of the organization. And that is where the journey of writing begins. That is where the alignment begins.
One of the biggest challenges organizations face is in terms of aligning its people, both at an intellectual level and at an emotional level.
Now, here we're talking about participants who have never done music ever in their life. Maybe they've had a passion for listening, or maybe they have had a passion as a child to sing. How do they do the melody is also very critical. We take them through a process of sensitizing them about what type of sound is appropriate to the theme that they have chosen. Of course, there are times when we take good elements from the other teams, but then the winning team is the foundation of the anthem.
have a sports-based team, you can have a motivational speaker coming in, and what you get from it is individual. When you create something together as a team and it resonates as a team, that's what kind of initially got us interested in the whole process.
I think one of the things that happens to me now, especially with the Kolkata Knight Riders, is, there's so many people that I come across, when they hear that note or when they meet us, that seems to be playing in their heads as well. And, that made me understand of what, how strong a part music sound plays in our life. And it's a medium that you can't shut off.
At times you will play it and show it to people outside of your team. That was one of the biggest things that, the feedback that kept on coming back to us.
It's been very encouraging, very interesting, very heartening to know that the WWF Anthems workshop is actually being featured as a case study in one of the international platforms.
End of the day is music.
I find it extremely powerful medium.